Okay, 1100 words. You need to know week 15, day 3. Please go through the new words.
Preserve. No, persevere. Oh, okay. Persevere.
Yes, persevere
Persevere.
means.
Uh, persevere means that to continue doing something and tolerate uh, or stomach difficult situation and insist doing something.
Yes, persist is better than insist.
Yeah.
Persist. Yeah, and the noun form is.
Perseverance or
Yes,
perseverance.
perseverance is perseverance, both of them. So yes. Okay, next.
Landmark.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it means landmark is oh, okay. One of the important or let's say high rank of events or scenes or something that happens.
Events.
Yeah.
Yeah, a milestone, and also a turning point in something, influential point.
Huh? Yeah.
Okay, next.
Extrinsic. It means that coming from outside, the opposite of intrinsic. Intrinsic or intrinsic.
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 Yeah, outside, when it is used as an adverb, the stress is on the second syllable. When it is used as an adjective, it is on the first syllable. So you said coming from outside, or you said coming from outside, because outside here means it's an adverb.
As an adverb, it's on the second syllable here.
Yes.
And the next word is declaim. It means to speak loudly in a way that people notice you.
Yeah. Even you can say pronounce, proclaim, and announce. So next.
Fetter. It means to restrict somebody's freedom.
Yeah, as a noun, fetters in a plural form, it refers to, it means shackles or some strings that you just bind with which you fasten somebody's feet so that they cannot move. Shackle.
Shackle, you said?
Yes, shackle. Means chain, a kind of chain that you fasten somebody's feet with so that they cannot move.
An historic Supreme Court ruling.
There has been a mistake here. It must be a, not an. A historic.
Yeah.
A historic Supreme Court ruling. So here actually H is not silent, it is pronounced. So Supreme Court.
Court in a high level and high rank.
Yes, exactly. And ruling here means
making rule.
It's an adjective. It's a verb. It means governing or in authority. Yes. Governing, controlling. Okay, please.
Lawyer Kroll persevered in his defense of Danny Escobedo. Okay. The case was argued before the Supreme Court, and in 1964, in the landmark decision, the court reversed Danny's conviction.
Hold on. Okay. The case was argued before the Supreme Court. Here, before means?
In the past, or no?
No. Means in the presence of. Here, It doesn't have a temporal meaning. Temporal means time related.
Oh,
Yeah, it means in front of. For example, mhm. So the case was argued before the Supreme Court, and in 1964, in a landmark, let's say influential and prominent decision, the court reversed Danny's conviction. So what did they do?
They tried to say that he's innocent.
Not
Sorry.
innocent. It means they just somehow contradicted what they just held forth or argued for. They stayed neutral to that accusation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Accusation mean conviction. Yeah.
Yes. You know, a sentence that is made to about a person, about that the crimes that the person has committed, for example. And yes. Okay. So please.
Okay. Legal aid said the judge must be
Judges.
instantly available to the suspect and suspects.
Yes, suspect. Okay. Legal aid, said the judges, must be instantly available to a suspect. So one of the judges, or said the judges, all of them, or some of them, legal aid, it means some facilities, some let's say rights, legal rights, must be instantly, means immediately available to a suspect, because a suspect is just a suspect. He is not completely accused of something, or let's say clearly accused of something.
Yeah. Okay. A system of law enforcement that comes to depend on the confession.
Mm-hmm. Continue.
One justice declared will, in the long run, be less reliable than a system that depends on extrinsic evidence independently secured through skillful investigation.
Right. So a system of law enforcement that comes to depend on the confession, one justice declared, will in the long run be less reliable than a system that depends on extrinsic evidence independently secured through skillful investigation. So one of the justices, justice here as a person means judge. Yeah. Law enforcement, please explain about that. What is law enforcement?
Law enforcement refers to the pieces of law which are that people are forced to obey them.
Yes, it has something to do with the execution of law in the society, usually in the hands of police and some other, let's say, agents in the society that are responsible for enforcing law in the society. That comes to depend on the confession. It means that, okay, if you just consider confession, a person makes a confession, and you just focus on that without considering other points, this is ridiculous. You know, one justice declared, will in the long term, in the long run, be less reliable. It's not reliable than a system that depends on extrinsic, means let's say obvious, touchable, tangible evidence, or incontrovertible evidence independently secured through skillful investigation. So he just demanded a more critical, scientific, and let's say objective system of making laws and also enforcing laws. And you see,
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
Okay. Declare means announce, yes?
Declare, yes, means announce,
No.
and it is more formal.
Oh, yeah.
And the noun is declaration.
Thank you. A justice who declaimed against the decision said, however, I think the rule is conceived, and that it seriously fetters perfectly legitimate methods of criminal enforcement.
Okay. A justice, another judge who declaimed against the decision said, however, I think the rule is ill-conceived, means
Something that is not planned very well, and
Yes.
maybe it is somehow sporadically.
Sporadical,
Yeah, sporadical.
yeah, or sporadic, periodic, you can say. When something, a law is conceived, it is ill-formed or founded, and also actually it's not reliable. As you said, it is sporadic. It is not consistent, and that it seriously fetters or hampers or impedes perfectly legitimate or lawful methods of criminal enforcement. Okay, do you have any question?
No. Collectors avidly sought the rare coin for its extrinsic value.
Collectors avidly means
Keenly.
eagerly or keenly sought, the past form of
Looked for,
seek, yes,
yeah.
the rare coin for its extrinsic value. Okay, it's clear, please.
If we persevere, we can overcome many of our inhibitions.
Overcome, second,
Let's say
or third syllable.
overcome, yes.
Overcome. We can just eradicate some of our problems or inhibitions, shyness, embarrassment. Practice makes perfect.
Oh.
Yeah. So we need to practice, put a lot of practice into the things that we want to do, and have perseverance. Yes.
Okay. And the Battle of Midway was a landmark victory in the U.S. campaign for ultimate victory over the Japanese in World War II.
Right. The Battle of Midway, its a proper name, was a landmark victory, considerable and very noticeable and important, significant victory in the U.S. campaign for ultimate final victory over the Japanese in World War II.
And number 4, I knew that my father would declaim against mother's choice of ostentatious fabrics.
Yes. So it's not that financially affordable. I know that my father would declaim against or just criticize the mother's choice of ostentatious fabrics and showy and flamboyant.
And the last sentence, the senator inveighed against the policy because he felt it would fetter our Air Force.
Fetter our Air Force, yes. Inveigh against.
Criticize. Review.
Yes, rebuke, reprimand, yeah, castigate. Well, that would fetter our. Impede is a very good synonym for that. When you impede somebody, it means that you fasten their feet so that they cannot make any move.
Persevere, persist, landmark, history, turning point of a period, landmark, extrinsic, a foreign coming from outside, declaim, speak loudly, fetter,
Historic.
to have.
Historic.
Yeah, that is historic.
Oh, historic.
Yes. And let me see.
What about the noun history?
History,
Yeah,
yes. History.
History.
Yeah.
First syllable, but when it's an adjective, that will be on the second one.
Yeah, lovely English. Yeah. No rule.
Yeah.
And I think another mistake in this unit is that landmark is a noun. It's not an adjective.
Yeah.
So there are two mistakes in this unit. First of all, ahistoric. Here it has been written anhistoric. It's not French, because in French we say historic. H is not pronounced, but it is English. So, and the other mistake is that landmark is a noun, and it is always a noun and not an adjective.
To break the ice, it means
The
to
ice.
make. Oh, the ice. Okay. To make a start by overcoming initial difficulties.
Yes.
The auto salesman had a poor week, but he finally broke the ice by selling a fully equipped Cadillac.
Cadillac. Break the ice here to make a start by overcoming initial difficulties. So you can say to get the ball rolling, to set the ball rolling, to initiate, to make the first move. And generally, when it is used, for example, you want to make friends with somebody, and then the first step is the most difficult one. You don't know how to start the conversation, for example.